We've been begging for more footbeats and for more officers in the Mission District. I've been begging this department to give the mission what it deserves in terms of police presence all year long. And I have been told time and time and time and time again, there are no officers that we can send to mission. It hurts, and I feel betrayed by the department. I feel betrayed by the mayor. I feel betrayed by the priorities of the city. It is not this Board of Supervisors' priorities. We want our residents safe. We don't want our residents getting shot, getting assaulted, getting killed, because in the Mission, Chief, it's not theft. In the Mission, people are getting shot and killed. In the Mission, people are getting beat up. In the Mission, people are dying.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about San Francisco, aka San Francisco, okay, because that is what the city is. It's sick from extreme progressivism, which in my opinion is the biggest domestic terror threat to this country, right? Extreme progressivism, okay, it is the biggest threat to our so-called democracy, right, or republic, whatever you want to call it. We have an example here of you get what you vote for, right? A lot of these people come out here and they vote for things, they ask for things where they don't actually think about the negative consequences of what they're actually asking for, because they've been told that, hey, you're woke and that you're supposed to be against or for these things. You're actually not taught to think about, again, what are the negative consequences or ramifications of the things that you vote for. Now, one of the things that Democrats have pushed, okay, and in some cases they've gotten across the country, is to defund the police, okay? The radical progressives, like this woman right here, Hillary Ronen, wanted to defund the police in 2020, right? She wrote this, okay? She says, I want to make it clear that I believe strongly in defunding the police and reducing the number of officers on our force. For decades, we've had an imbalance in our city's budget, with hundreds of millions of dollars going to SFPD to have them do work they're not qualified to do. Yeah, so she said this after the George Floyd riots of 2020, okay? However, now, fast forward almost 3 years later, she is now begging the city for more police officers. But before we get into that, fun fact, San Francisco used to be known for something good before being known as a crime-infested city, right? They used to be known for gold. And that's why the sponsor of this video is Noble Gold. The second and third largest bank runs in history happened this week. This means that the government is going to take steps to guarantee all deposits. This means more money printed from the government. Thousands have approached Noble Gold Investments to secure their wealth with gold. Gold is the most stable asset outside of government control. Hurry and go to noblegoldinvestments.com to secure your wealth and get a free 5-ounce America the Beautiful coin if you qualify. noblegoldinvestments.com, noblegoldinvestments.com. But remember, there's always a risk of investment and there's no guarantee of any kind.
We've been begging for more footbeats and for more officers in the Mission District. I've been begging this department to give the mission what it deserves in terms of police presence all year long. And I have been told time and time and time and time again, there are no officers that we can send to mission. It hurts, and I feel betrayed by the department. I feel betrayed by the mayor. I feel betrayed by the priorities of the city. It is not this Board of Supervisors' priorities. We want our residents safe. We don't want our residents getting shot, getting assaulted, getting killed, because in the Mission, Chief, it's not theft. In the Mission, people are getting shot and killed. In the Mission, people are getting beat up. In the Mission, people are dying.
Yeah, so the people of San Francisco are dying and getting beat up, okay? They're getting shot, they're getting killed, they're getting murdered, they're getting terrorized, okay? But again, back in 2020, she voted for this. This is what she wanted. This is what she said she wanted to happen. And in response, in 2020, Mayor London Breed redirected $120 million from law enforcement to fund other city initiatives. That's what the Democrats say they want, right? Oh, we're not defunding the police. We're just reallocating resources. Right? This is what they say. Okay, that's their new way of framing what they actually want to do, which again is to defund the police. Crime in San Francisco continued to worsen, with homicides increasing by 20% in 2020 compared to 2019. Homicides also increased 17% in 2021 compared to the previous year. By December 2021, Breed made an emergency request to the Board of Supervisors to add more funds to the city's police department. The San Francisco Police Department has struggled with the lack of staffing the past few years. In February, officers responded to a burglary more than 15 hours after a 911 call was made. Yeah, so they are so understaffed, right? They're so understaffed that they're quite literally hiring people who are undocumented off the streets to be police officers in San Francisco. Take a look.
The city is hiring undocumented and unqualified officers to make up for its staffing shortage. 45 of officers with the San Francisco Police Department were flagged for missing information. This includes fingerprints, proof of citizenship, graduation records, and incomplete psych exams and background checks. Former San Francisco police officer Joel Aylworth joins us now. Joel, I have a question before we dig into any of this, but how is this legal?
Exactly. How is it legal? I was just talking with someone else before, just yesterday, and I was never allowed these things. I mean, the background process is very intense. It's about a 6 month to a year process. I mean, how does someone just, I don't know how the psych eval got lost. Like, that's impossible, because that person has to tell your background investigator before you can go on. So how any of this is even possible, I have no idea.
So you worked at the academy with the new recruits, the would-be police officers. So did you see a decline in the type of officer that wanted to be with the police department? Tell us what you saw.
Yeah, we would see it all the time. In the training staff, we were being told, too, we had to lower the standards. And so if you look across the board, I mean, anybody from the range staff, where you have to fire your weapon, or even driving, EVOC, they were told to change their times. We were changing the standards in push-ups, like, we're not getting a lot of women. Let's change the push-up standards so that more women can get involved. Not that not having more women is not a good thing, but the point being the standards were consistently being lowered. And at the academy, when I first got hired in 2013, we were running 5 academies a year with 50 plus applicants. Now they are lucky to run 3 a year with filling that academy with 20 applicants, and the applicants they're getting are absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they're lowering the standards for physical fitness, the mental fitness, that's not good for police officers. How long had you started to see this decline for?
At least over the last 5 years, I would say. And you have to remember, I mean, this is the same department that fired myself and many others for being unvaxxed. They lost about 40 to 80 officers who were over 5+ years. Right now, the department has probably 90% of them are 2 to 3 years on. So it's a very junior force. And they lost a good amount of us that were veteran cops, that were FTOs, that were training others in the department, and they lost that for some ridiculous mandates. And now you see people like Ronen backtracking and saying, it's funny because these politicians, they all wear masks, and so they forget what mask they were wearing 2 to 3 years ago, and now they're changing their tune.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. Again, they're quite literally recruiting anybody off the street to be police officers in San Francisco, because basically they've ran all of their good police officers off the force by either firing them because they refuse to get the jab, or just general unhappiness, because again, police are being demonized across the country. And see, this is the funny part when Democrats say, well, we didn't defund the police, we didn't really do that, that's a lie. And I'm like, well, legislatively you may not have done that in some of these cities, but effectively you have, because of the morale, okay? The bad morale that you've caused police officers by constantly demonizing the profession. Nobody wants to be in the profession anymore, so people quit. People quit, they retire, they're like, all right, I'm out of this, I'm done with this. Like I'm out here trying to be a good person, I'm trying to help people, I'm trying to save lives, I'm trying to fight crime, I'm dealing with criminals and thugs all day, and y'all just want to smear me as some type of racist, white supremacist. We don't get enough respect, and we don't get enough admiration for what we do, right? So they quit, and you're saying, hey, we're going to defund you, we're going to take more resources away from you. Again, what happens? They quit. And I'm going to tell you how vicious of a cycle this is, guys. They're hiring randos off the street to be officers, right? They're not training them right. They're just trying to get them out on the street. Inevitably, one of these randos that they're hiring is going to crack some skulls, right? They're going to F up a thug, okay, in a way that the woke revolutionaries aren't going to like. And then they're going to turn around and cry racism. And then they're going to be on the defund the police train again, right? And then they're going to hate police officers again. And then they'll defund them again. They'll demonize them again. And then you'll be right back in the same position where people are going to quit. And then a few years later, they'll be begging for more. And then the same thing will happen. And it's just going to be a vicious cycle that repeats itself because these people, they don't like cops, right? They don't like cops. They don't want to let cops do their jobs. Right? And this politician got exactly what she voted for. Okay? And then she's begging for police. Again, it's a shame. She should step down, right? She should step down for her position if she really feels that way, okay? Because she voted for it. She voted for what's happening in San Francisco. And what's happened in San Francisco is a damn shame. We're going to watch this highlight clip here of San Francisco falling, okay? Because it truly has failed, okay? It is a city that has failed, okay? There's no law and order there, right? It's just chaos. Okay, I did a story about a CNN reporter who literally got robbed. Okay, robbed while reporting on crime. Right? Again, this city is a mess.
Lock my door right now. Get the out. The it's never good.
Wow.
The oh, hell no. Hell no. What the
Okay guys, welcome to Oakland, California. First one. Second one.
We were told it would be best not to rent a car because of there was a lot of break-ins. Like if they see a purse, something small, anything, they will break the window and grab it and go.
Well, that tourist took the advice. Others are not so lucky, as we've seen over and over again.
Witnesses caught this smash and grab involving a black Mercedes near Pier 39 in late October. The victim, who was visiting from Miami, told me he and his friend lost $8,000 worth of photography and hiking gear.
Armed robbers targeted 2 photographers at San Francisco's Palace of Fine Arts. One victim from Dallas was shooting engagement photos on Wednesday. So spoke to another photographer from the Bay Area who witnessed another photographer be robbed at gunpoint the same day at the Palace of Fine Arts. Here you see a suspect run away with a gear bag. Both incidents were reported to SFPD.
Twin Peaks is one of San Francisco's highest points and is often filled with people taking advantage of its scenic view of downtown. However, at the site on Friday, a film crew was robbed at gunpoint. The San Francisco police told NTD that 4 men armed with a handgun reportedly approached the film crew, stole their property, and fled in a vehicle.
Wow. Again, you can't even report on news in San Francisco without worrying about being robbed. Again, this is a disaster, bro. This is what you get when you vote Democrat, bro. I mean, Republicans should be playing this as a highlight clip, okay? This is the result of Democrat policies, okay? This is the result of Democrat policy. This is what...
Guess what? Guess what, bitches?
Throw your wallet out. Throw your wallet out.
I ain't got no money. Guess what? Guess what, bitches? I'm the manager of this building. My account is negative 150 and my other account is 0. And a homeless person stole my sunglasses when I'm trying to make change.
Jump! Jump!
That's stupid as fucking ignorant piece of shit. I'm not crazy, you stupid bitch.
Not crazy.
You ignorant piece of shit. You know what's funny? Is Britney Spears, Demi Lovato.
Yeah, I'm trying to make change, right? I'm trying to make change is what she says, okay? And you got your stuff stolen while trying to make change. Again, how's that working out, right? How is social justice working out? How is being soft on criminals working out? Not working out too well, right? Does not work out too well. So, again, this is the consequences of voting for progressives. This is the consequences of voting Democrat. This is eventually how your city, your state will end up if you continue to vote for these people. I don't know how to stress this enough. I really don't, right? I don't know how much of this you got to see to believe that, hey, this has bad consequences. You don't want this. You don't want this. But sometimes, hey, you got to get what you vote for. You got to get what you ask for in order to take the red pill. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.